All right, so saga continues. We've got two flat tires on this side of the car. They've been sitting in the bush forever. I've got one of these. Well, I had three, now I have one. I didn't come planning for this adventure, but turns out three sidewall punctures here, which I fixed with I had one of these in the truck for your quad or for whatever. This one I have to take off because the puncture's on the inside of the wall. I bet you're admiring the bullet holes, hey? It's like once in a while a hunter comes up, or maybe it was me one night with a little bit of sauce in me or something. I don't remember doing it, shooting the car. This one here, I really had to map out the trajectory where it came out, make sure it didn't hit any integral component of the engine. And believe it or not, after like 15 years or however long it's been, there's still rad fluid in there. It hasn't leaked in the radiator or frozen and blown the frost plugs out. I mean, it gets minus 30, minus 40 up here in winter. So we're gonna, it's front wheel drive, right? So I want to have at least a tire with some air or two on the front here to get me down to the pond. And then I've got some hose that was up here, quite a length of it, like it was all meant to be. 37 paces of it. So it should just do. This here is the thermostat housing. So what that means is there's a valve in here that opens once the temperature gets warm enough. So once the temperature of the radiator fluid gets warm enough, this opens up and allows it to circle through the engine. You don't want cold water going through an engine, which is what we're gonna do for a water pump anyway. But the water pump's down there, so it essentially gets the water from here. So we got to hook up to this hose is what I'm saying. But the thermostat has to come out first because it's never going to be warm water that's going to open that thermostat right out of the lake. So we remove the thermostat inside here, hook up the big long black pipe to this, and that'll be our intake. And that should give us, normally it'd be pumping it back into the bottom of the radiator. I'm pretty sure this is how it works anyway. That's going to be our outflow of water. So what are we gaining here? Well, it's a real pain in the ass to get down into that muddy buckbrush swamp and get a couple muddy buckets of water out of there and drag them all the way back to the cabin. So this is gonna bypass the need for, it's about, oh, I don't know, it's around 37 paces, about exactly as much hose as I have, somewhere around there, of going out into that swamp. So I'll be able to pump it to the vehicle, to a water jug right there. So then I just have to walk over to the edge of the meadow, start the car, and pump it into a container or a bucket. So I'm burning a bit of gas, little 4-cylinder thing at idle, isn't much. We'll see what the flow per minute or whatever is. And yes, the water is going to go through an engine block. So it's not, but it's not potable water anyway. Once, you know, you got to boil it to drink it. So what this is going to do is that. And I mean, it's, what is life but a bunch of projects? Like, there doesn't have to be incredible reason behind everything one does in their day. I could be just sitting up here drinking, reading Harlequin romances or something. Do they still make those? Okay. She's a fine machine.